This is a video regarding DNA fingerprint analysis by Mackowsky. A man was found dead with stab wounds in his mansion. A hair was found at the crime scene, and by analyzing its DNA, we can potentially determine who the murderer is. DNA from the crime scene is amplified for two different VNTR loci and run on separate gels to create DNA fingerprints. VNTR refers to the variable number of tandem repeats. The number of repeats are used to identify who has which alleles. The allele is based on the length of the DNA segment, and different lengths show up in different areas on the gels. A suspect is excluded from leaving the piece of evidence at the crime scene if he or she does not match exactly at all loci. These are the DNA fingerprints created for each loci of the unidentified hair DNA. The DNA of the victim, daughter, wife, and the daughter's boyfriend, and the victim's best friend were amplified for these same two loci compared to the crime scene hair DNA, which is shown in the fingerprints. Let's start with the victim. We know that the hair did not belong to the victim because the DNA does not match the evidence exactly at either loci. As you can see, the marks on the gels are not in the same locations, indicating that they have different alleles at different lengths. The hair belongs to someone else. Now let's look at the wife. Similarly, her DNA does not match at either of the loci either. She can also be excluded from leaving the evidence. The victim's best friend matches the DNA evidence at the first loci but does not at the second loci. However, he must match at both loci in order for this hair to be identified as his. Therefore, he can be excluded from leaving the evidence. The daughter's boyfriend matches the DNA evidence at the second loci but not the first loci, opposite of the victim's best friend. Again, since he is not an exact match, he can be excluded. That leaves the daughter. Let's start by proving that this is in fact the victim's daughter. A child must receive one allele from the mother and one from the father. Therefore, one mark on the daughter's DNA on the fingerprint for each loci will match a mark of the victim's DNA, and the other mark will match one of the wife's marks. This occurs on each loci, proving that the wife and the victim are indeed her parents. Now let's compare her DNA to the crime scene evidence. Her DNA matches the evidence at both loci exactly. Therefore, the hair must be hers, and she can be deduced as having been present at the crime scene and is likely the murderer. Here are the references used in making this video. Thank you for watching.